Hello and a warm welcome to Super Eye, the program that sees beyond the surface and holds power to account. I am Adenike Uweye Ajiboye. Now today on the program, our focus is on a burning national issue that has ignited media storms, triggered outrage among Nigerians in the diaspora, led to civil society protest, and have also drawn strong reactions from the federal government, particularly from the Ministry of Works. The spotlight is on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project and the controversial $250 million investment, $50 million investment claim by Winhomes Global Services. Now, what is the truth behind the alleged demolition of a diaspora-funded real estate project? And in all of these, the question is, was due process followed by the Ministry of Works? You also want to ask, is there a demolition at all? Or we are looking at a case of misinformation, a media manipulation, and unverified outrage? Well, joining me today is a very known activist, of course, in Nigeria, who also, led a protest to demand the right of Nigerians in diaspora. Of course, we would have also have the Winhome CEO herself, but unfortunately, she is on the sick bed. She's on admission, so that's the reason why we will not be opportune to bring her here. But of course, as time goes on, probably before the next edition of this program, we will have her herself. So right about now, we will take a short break, and when we return, it will be time for me to talk to my guest. So don't go away. So before I take you through questions at this time, let's quickly take a short break, and when we return, it will be time for me to introduce my guest. So stay with us. Welcome back from that break, and if you've just joined us, watching Super Eye on Super Screen. Yes, I told you that we'll be looking at the $250 million investment of Nigerians in diaspora, which they are been claiming that the federal government has demolished their property. So joining me to dissect the issue today is, of course, a known activist in Nigeria who has practiced over the years and, of course, till now is still standing. Join me to welcome Comrade Declan Ihekari. Comrade, you're welcome to Super Eye.
Thank you so much.
All right, Comrade, let's quickly hit the nail on the head. All right, Comrade, you are aware of the $250 million investment of Nigerians in diaspora. And of course, we have seen you go on the street protesting, fighting for the rights of these Nigerians in diaspora, that their investment has been demolished by the federal government. So share with us your own side of the story. What were the information given to you prior you going on the streets of Lagos to protest? Not just Lagos, even Abuja.
Yeah, the information we were given was from Winhomes, the CEO of Winhomes, engineer Stella Okengu, who briefed us that an investment that he has put on ground at that axis of Lagos Coastal Highway,
Okwaja, precisely,
has been demolished by the Federal Ministry of Works, and that is gradually making the people in diaspora feel that they don't have right or cause to come and invest back home. So based on that, we decided to say, okay, let's see how it will go. And that was why we decided to go on a protest. And that protest we went to was to really make the government speak to us. We would have just gone to the site and see, and just make up our mind on what to do or what not to do. And for the fact that we actually wanted a situation where we get to the root of this matter, that was why we decided to say, okay, let's embark on this struggle to actually know if the government is really living up to expectation by asking people in diaspora to come and invest, at the same time destroying what they have invested in this country. So that was what led to where we are today.
But before organizing your protest, did you or did your group of activists verify the $250 million investment claim either through land records, development permits, or even physical site inspection?
Activism is quite different from the way you're looking at it.
Tell me about how
activism
it is.
Is something that comes within. It's something that comes within, and the direction you'll be looking at an action will be different from the way I will look at an action. And so, from the way most of us operate, we might want to get a fact, either from the onset, in the middle, or at the end of the course of what we're involved in. So on this very one, we decided to go into the struggle first. All right? Into the struggle first. And when we went to the struggle first, that has led to a situation where we're beginning to find out more things. And what are the more things? More things is that we have been able to go to the location. We have seen the location. And for me, I didn't see debris of buildings being destroyed. I saw swamp to the left. I saw swamp to the right. And so, we actually want to know, what property are we talking about? Is it the landed property, or structures were actually built and destroyed by the government? If it is landed property, the government has right to value and compensate. If it is that properties were actually erected before destruction, the government should also value those properties and also compensate accurately. So for us, what we're doing is justice for the investor. That's Wing Homes. And we're also trying to find out justice for the government and also those who actually invested in the Wing Homes project.
So from what you have said now, it would be right for me to say that you didn't actually verify the story before embarking on that protest. Is that it?
We are verifying. We are verifying.
But you went on that protest without you verifying.
You don't conclude. You don't seal it. That's why I told you, activism goes beyond the way you're looking at it. All right?
Well,
See,
okay,
we are not lawyers.
Okay.
And nobody pays us for what we do. You don't pay us for what we do. And that is why the way we involve in actions is quite different from the way a lawyer or police will go into it. We understand the government we have. And the government we have is a government of confront them and they will talk. And that was exactly what we did. Until date, we're still on it by saying we need more evidence. You told us ABC is your property. But we want to know, we want to see true documents. And the documents in question is pictorials.
But don't you think this is like putting the horse or putting the cart before the horse?
That's not correct. You could see it that way. We don't see it that way. Because at this moment, we are getting to somewhere. And what we're getting to is that the government is speaking, Wing Homes is speaking. We are there to look at what they are presenting. Both parties are presenting the facts before us. Now, if a building has been erected, we want to see what kind of building was there. You government that went in there, what was it that you saw there? I'm sure before you enter into a place, you must have your own valuers. And those valuers must have taken pictures of what was on ground. You can't just move into a property and begin, into a land, even a virgin land, and start destroying or start creating road. You must have your documents.
All right, Comrade Declan, I would want you, as it stands, for the benefit of my viewers, what you're saying right now, that is the land of Win Homes.
That's it, yeah.
And of course, I followed the minister. I also went there, and I saw there, actually, what we saw, there's no building. But that is not to say, because a number of hectares was also, gazetted, taken by the federal government, of course, through the Ministry of Works, based on these very projects, Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. But the question I want to put straight to you is this: as a veteran rights activist, do you agree that it is critical to verify facts before taking a public stance, especially on high stakes issue like this?
We have not taken any stance at this point, and that was why we gave 2 weeks. That was why we gave 2 weeks to Win Homes to say, please, we have been there. We want to see pictures, evidences to show that there were structures that we fight on. So we have not sealed. We have not said Win Homes is wrong. And I will say the government is right.
But you have been into activism, if my senses are not failing me, at least 15 or 20 years now. Am I right?
I've been into activism right from birth.
Right from birth.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm unaware of that anyway. I'm unaware of that. I want to believe what you're trying to say is that it is inborn.
It's inborn.
Just like we are members of the first estate of the realm. Some of us just have it in us. You understand?
Very well.
So we cannot say that you started it right from birth. You understand? But I'm saying when you went official as a career, basically, at least you would have spent like 15 or 20 years. Am I right?
More than that.
More than that. All right, beautiful. So don't you think this information you're asking now, you should have asked for that before proceeding on that very protest? That is what I'm saying. Because right now you're asking for video evidence, you're asking for pictures. Why didn't you ask for these before you go?
Some documents were actually given to us.
What are the documents they give to you before
the
you
one that was given to us was a clearance from the state government. Okay? Before we embarked on it, it was part of what we built before writing letter to the ministry. All right. Then when we got to the level of, okay, ministry, meet the people who are involved in what you carried out. The ministry is saying, okay, we're ready to engage. But please, before we engage, we want to actually know if what you are saying is what we actually know about. Get us documents to actually show that there were structures there. As at now, while I'm talking to you, the government, that's the Ministry of Works in Lagos here, have reached out to say we have our own pictorials to show what was on ground before we entered the space. Okay, so we're waiting for Win Homes to actually show us what was there. And what we're saying is this: if the bone of contention now is what we're being offered is not commensurate to what was destroyed, it's a different ballgame entirely. Okay, but coming to say there were properties there that were destroyed, for me, what I saw, I did not see debris. But if there were structures there, please prove it to me that there were structures there.
What if the structures have been the debris has been cleared? Is it possible?
If the debris has been cleared,
okay,
before you erect anything, there's an approved plan. The approved plan must show the space where those projects were built. On a half plot, on a full plot, is it a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom? There should be documents.
So does that mean that if the minister didn't take you on that tour for you to see, it means then that you wouldn't even
the minister didn't take us. The minister challenged us.
Okay.
He challenged us to say, if you are not part of the fraud,
okay,
I'll be going there. Tell the Win Homes to send their representatives. I sent the note to you that I forwarded to Win Homes. Send the representatives to be on ground. And for us, We were there 3 hours before the arrival of the minister. We even used drone to actually find out if there were things there.
So what was your findings?
Our findings was there was no structure there as at that time that we went. So except that the owner of Wayne Homes comes out now to say, oh, these are pictures, these are approved plans, I will nationally go and apologize.
All right, it's unfortunate that we don't have Wayne Homes CEO here to join us, and it's because she is presently on admission at the hospital, and we're hoping that she will recover quickly. And now it means that from what you have said now, what you have seen negates what you were told. Now, as an activist, do you accept that protest based on potentially false claims can mislead the public, even Nigerians in diaspora will still intend to invest in Nigeria, because this can actually...
To the best of my knowledge,
okay,
there's no false claim for now. The Wayne Homes have not claimed wrongly. Neither have the Ministry of Work claimed wrongly. They're only claiming right. For us now, ours is to find out.
But with your own findings now, you have gotten to the site.
I have gotten to the site.
Okay.
I've seen.
So now, what conclusion do you draw?
I've not drawn conclusion. I will draw my conclusion when I have the contrary. And the contrary can only come through Wayne Homes that will say, oh, okay, you went there today, but yesterday we had this there. And if that is there are experts that will actually dig into what has happened. And if that is correct, then we will tell the government that you are lying. We will come out to say you are lying. Pay for what you have damaged.
Categorically, I say to you, Comrade Declan, can you indeed stand to look at the powers that be and say true to power that indeed you can tell the government that the government is lying?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why won't I?
I should be asking.
Why won't I? Why won't I tell it to the minister that you're wrong or you lied? If I have confronted people that are higher, I've confronted former EFCC chairmen who have told them that they were doing the wrong thing. I've challenged governors, I've challenged past presidents, even current presidents. Is it the minister I will not be able to confront? I'll tell him, sir, you've misled Nigeria, you lied. But as far as I'm concerned now, I want to name and shame, and I can only name and shame when I have what I have, when I have what I need.
He will be ready to shame and sell truth to power when he has the evidences. So right about now, we'll take a short break. You're still watching Super Eye, so join us again. Yes, that is the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi here, and you heard all that he has said. For him, he feels that Wayne Homes is not being truthful about the $250 million investment claim. And now the minister is giving Wayne Homes CEO 7 days ultimatum for her to present her records, for her to justify her claim. And he said if she does not, he would hand her over, or will write to the all the agencies to to cross-check her. And he has also said he will write to US for them to send her back home. And now, Comrade, back to you. You know, I was saying something earlier. As a veteran rights activist, I want to know, did you actually verify this $250 million investment claim through land records, development permits, or even physical site inspection? Because from your submission, it appears you didn't even do any background findings before going on that protest.
Well, for me, even if I don't know anything about money, I know the worth of 250 million worth of dollar investment. I'm aware of that. I know it very well. When I see, I will recognize. But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is that the picture we were given was a picture of demolition. And I'm aware if government is engaging in any road project or in any developmental project, and they move into a particular property for the interest of the people, If there are properties there, they value those properties for compensation's sake. But what I'm saying is this: what we saw upon inspection, I saw a virgin land, swampy, and for me, that was why we had to put it to engineer Mrs. Stella Okengu to actually show us how did she arrive at that amount, and to show us pictorials of things that were on ground, so that we can fight this struggle to the last. We actually want to know who is lying, and that is why we have given the ultimatum, okay, to say both party, the federal government under the Ministry of Works, should produce evidences, okay, of what was on ground. At least as a ministry, when you're entering a particular property, you must have pictorials of what was on ground and how it is at this point in time. And you as a developer, right from inception, you must have some documents to actually show, yes, an approval has been given for development of 3 plots, 5 plots, 1-story building, 2-story building. So I really want to see those pictorial, those evidential, documents to actually forge, ahead in this struggle. But for me, I want to say this clearly: the response given to us when we wrote to the government shows clearly that this government has the interest of the diasporas. At least I'm aware of the fact that it was a struggle that caught the attention of the government. That shows that the government is interested in the diasporas, to actually come down and invest.
But don't you think that it is because the Nigerians in diaspora are using all means? They've been on social media, they've been doing one form of press conference or the other. They've practically even been on most television stations, or even their story is on papers and all that. Most likely this is why, because even when we're asking the minister, he stated something that she has been the marketing Nigeria. So could it be that that's the reason why the minister is not responding? So how do we just oppose what you have said in terms of having empathy?
The truth is this. The truth is this. If the diasporas actually invested in that project, we also expect them to reach out to us.
Which they did.
No. The investor reached out to us.
Okay.
We actually want to see even the diasporas, those that actually paid into that project. Okay. But if that is not coming forth, we want to believe that, okay, they are dealing with the developer. Okay. But we actually want to see evidences to prove that they were actually properties there. So it will not be a case of somebody taking money from somebody, telling you, oh, I've built your house, is at so level, and the road eventually passed through it, and you now come out and say, yeah, it was the road that destroyed our effort in giving you what you paid for. Okay, so we actually want to find out what is going on. If the government is wrong, we will tell the government that you're wrong, and if the investor is also wrong, we also say you are wrong. But I wouldn't want to generalize it that what's happening now is slight, to people, to would-be investors into Nigeria. This is a case between a particular investor and the government. So we should not generalize this issue. We should not just generalize, but when we generalize it, we'll be giving a bad impression to those who are outside the country who also want to come down and invest in this country. But we must make it clear, and that was why our demand was directly to the Ministry of Works, Federal Ministry of Works, and to Wing Homes to actually provide us evidences so that we can now say, okay, Ministry, you lied. Wing Homes, you're truthful. So we forge ahead from there.
Well, actually, this is where we as members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm also stand, to being a watchdog, for a government and, of course, the people. And now, but do you agree that as a veteran rights activist, that it is critical for you to actually verify facts before taking a public stance, especially on high stakes national infrastructure projects like this Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway?
Yeah, I've told you before that we have strategies, we have ways we operate. If we had gone to that site before embarking on shaking the government, we wouldn't have done anything. We wouldn't have verified anything. We have just gone there and see what we have seen now.
But maybe it wouldn't have been necessary.
Maybe.
Because if you have done your background check,
yes, it's possible. You see, there are ways we operate, and I know the government we have. The government we have is a government that wants to listen to you when you make certain noise.
Okay.
And that was why we said, okay, don't worry. Shebi is for us to inspect that project. It's for us to go there and inspect. We will surely go back there. There's no how we're not going to go back there. But let us see what is going on.
But do you think this your submission is substantial enough?
Well, I think it is.
Defend what you're saying?
Absolutely, it is. At this point in time, it has helped us to balancing the issue. And that was why we said, government, give us your own evidence to actually tell us, okay, you say you met nothing there. You said you met the gatehouse and the fence. Let's see the pictorial at this point in time. Wayne Homes, you say you have properties there. Let's also have your own documents, to prove otherwise. But the truth is, like I said, activism is something that you cannot just pin down. It's something that flows. It could flow this way, it could flow that way. But the fact is that you're definitely going to get the truth of the matter. You might want to say, oh, why didn't we go there first? And I've just told you, a genuine activist is not led by emotion. We are led by what will definitely come out of the struggle we're embarking.
But for going on this protest, don't you think you were led by emotions of the Win Homes CEO?
No. That's not correct. That's not correct. There's no emotion attached to that. What we did was to use Win Home to actually find out if the government is actually interested in diasporas investing in this country. Okay, and that was why I said, based on that shakeup, the government is responding. I wouldn't say they have responded positively. Get me? I can only make that statement when we are able to lay hand on documents, okay, to actually show.
So, what documents at the moment are you asking from?
From both party. We want to see pictorials of how the place was before you enter there. Now, from the investor, what were the things you left that were destroyed? Okay, so that will give us room to creating an avenue for both parties to go on negotiating.
Okay, to go on negotiation. Yeah. Okay, the way it start now, because one might likely want to see you as tilting now towards the minister rather than tilting towards the people you had gone public to protest on their matter. Have you asked the ministers what are the evidences? Of course, the minister took us to the site and we saw that it was obvious that there's no building there, not to even talk of having an estate. But the question again, is it not possible that the areas taken by the federal government, which they said a cable passed through or something, is it not possible that most likely maybe they have erected buildings there?
See,
so did you ask from the minister?
Let me just tell you. You see,
right.
Pictures will show. Okay. And for such an organization, both organizations, the Federal Ministry of Works and Win Homes, there must be pictorials, documented pictorials, okay, to actually show that there were things on ground. Okay? That will give us the basis to know what we're doing. Now, alluding to the fact that, oh, maybe we're tilting towards the government, I want to tell you, you might call me for a struggle. Does not mean at the end I'll go for you.
Okay.
That's the truth. And that what makes you an activist. An activist, you might come and tell me now, oh, the police dealt with me. It's left for me in the course of troubleshooting to actually find out if actually the police did it. And if police did not do it, I will come back and tell you, oh, you lied. That's what we stand for. So that you called us, you told us what you alleged to have been going through from the government, does not mean that at the end will go your way. And it does not even mean that government that says, let's go and see, at the end, the government will win the struggle. But on our own issue, we have put a challenge to both parties. Probably I sense something.
But you put a challenge to both parties. Both parties that you're talking here is the investors and, of course, the CEO of Win Homes. What about the minister? Did the minister give you the picture of what was on ground before taking or before gazetting the area in which they took?
My last appearance on media in respect of the struggle,
yes,
I made an open letter to both parties where I said I've given 2 weeks. The 2 weeks does not only go to Win Homes, it's also go to the federal government.
But that was not what you said.
No.
During the
no. Listen. The government is trying to say there's nothing there at this point.
Yes, that's what the government is saying.
We are saying to Win Homes, please show us that there was something there.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it's now left for Win Homes to show us that there was something there. And at that point, the government also owes us a duty to show us what was on the land before getting into the land. Do you understand? So at this point, it will be wrong for us to just conclude that there was nothing there or there was something there, except that the Win Homes feel what is being offered is below what is expected.
Okay, so are you confirming to us that they were offered money or something?
Yeah, I'm aware that we all had it. It's on air that they were offered 19 million naira. All right. So if that is what they are being offered and they feel is low, now please come up with more facts to show, to justify.
Because you can't even, how do you juxtapose if indeed, because from the minister, from his analysis and what we saw on ground, it doesn't look like that is a $250 million investment, right? And if it is, you can't juxtapose 19 million with $250 million, for God's sake. Yeah. So, but before we write now, let's quickly take Comrade Declan. Let's hear what Comrade Declan said after the investigation, after the journey to that investment at Okwaja in Lekki area of Lagos State. Let's take a listen.
Really, that what I'm seeing here is below my expectation. Below my expectation in the sense that I expected to see structures that were erected on the land, probably some were pulled down. And that would have been evidential to say where has been developed by the federal government has structures. But that is not the case. I was also of the fact that I asked the woman, Mrs. Engineer Stella Okengu, that the ministry needs some documents. She provided some. And upon asking her for more, she said she's not forthcoming to that effect. For me, if properties were destroyed, I want to see the pictorials of how, when, where, documents to prove that you actually erected ABC. ABC is owned by Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C.
Well, that is Comrade Declan there, vituperated and saying what they have actually asked for. So right now, Comrade, the number for you to ask, for you to have your say, example is called on your screen. And I think I have a question. This is Andrew from Ijesha. Comrade, he says, don't you think this issue has one way or the other given Nigeria a black image on the issue of diaspora investment? Recently, President Tinubu has been on tours from Japan to UK to USA asking Nigerians to come back home. Okay, the light is this, in the light of this shakeup, I believe they might have a second thought. Okay, I'm not really getting Andrew's question very well. Okay, don't you think this issue has one way or the other giving Nigeria a black image? Maybe.
Yeah, that was why I said earlier that we are happy from our own perspective as a society that the government responded to our outcry. and I said we should not generalize the struggle between Wilms Homes and the federal ministry as what is happening generally. Okay, there's a disagreement between the two parties. As of today, I'm sure there are cases in court between federal government of federal ministry of works and Wilms Homes, not diasporans. Okay, so and we must be able to understand the fact that the struggle or the argument is between a particular investor and the federal ministry of works, not generalize. Or when we generalize, we're creating a very bad image. You know, it will go contrary to asking people out there to come and invest. Okay, so that's why we are also interested in getting to the root of this issue. We actually want to know, so that it will not be like, oh, people are asked to come back home to invest, and now you have decided to destroy their properties and other things. How do you want them to come back?
Oh, how do you want them to feel?
To feel.
Okay, Comrade, while you were speaking there on that the very site, of course, which appears empty, you said it is below your expectation what you saw, and I would like you to explain to us, because I want to put it straight to you that a protest based on potential false claims can mislead the public, and of course negatively impact investors' confidence in Nigeria. Do you agree?
That what?
Do you agree that protests based on potentially false claims can mislead the public and also discourage?
No. There was no false claim as at now. The first claim can only be established at the expiration of the 2 weeks we have given.
You've given.
Yeah. At that point, we will come out clearly to say yes. We give an opportunity to them to prove to us what was on ground.
Okay, but you said that what you saw, because what you saw.
Yeah, what we saw. It's like you are telling me you have an investment worth of that nature. Okay, and you said properties. Mark my word, properties.
Yes, properties.
And when you say properties, it means there were houses there that were destroyed. And before you build house, even a shop in Lagos today, you must have an approval. Please show us the pictorials of the foundation to where the house level was before being destroyed. So maybe that will give us room again to say the government should reevaluate. Okay, to reevaluate. That's why we said, from my own perspective, this issue is not closed, because we want to also give room to Wilms Homes an opportunity to prove and to also get beyond reasonable doubt, so that there will be a justification for an increment in compensation.
So as it stands, what is the communication between you and Wilms Homes?
Well, as I'm not
after communicating your request,
we're still waiting. We're still waiting for their response. We're still waiting because we're waiting in the sense that 2 weeks is just next Monday. We want to see those pictorials. Where we don't see those pictorials, we might end up asking getting that from the ministry, and if the ministry gives us their own pictorial, then we'll publish it to the world. We'll publish it and say this is what they produce, and Wilms Homes have not done that. We are not to evaluate anything. Ours is to actually know what was on ground. Recently, Alaba market, Rago was destroyed. You and I know what was there before and how it is now. So let's know what was there and what is there now. What was there will give actual value of your claim. You don't just come and claim what you don't have.
Okay, the question is, now that the ministry has provided open access and challenged the claims publicly, would you rather support an independent fact-finding investigation or issue a retraction if the facts contradicts your position?
Absolutely. I am woman. If it's found out that there were structures there and they were pulled down, all right, mark my word, I have not said neither the government have lied, neither Wilms Homes have lied. Right. We have not said that. We're only saying buttress your position, buttress your claim. Government wants to pay, you want to receive money, justify what you have to justify how much you want to give. Then the government is saying, no, you don't have this work there. All right. So ours is to make sure that there's justice for the people that invested through Williams Homes and for the government. Okay, there must be justice. All right. So it will be wrong for us at this point to say, yes, government pay, or Williams Homes, you didn't have anything there. Okay, let us have those facts. And I will say it and say it clearly that we did not go before embarking on protest. That's our own method of operation.
All right. There was something the minister said, which was that the Lagos State government had already revoked that land, and the minister also said that if at all Nigerians in diaspora or Win Homes want to want to vent their anger on whatever that has happened, it should be directed to the Lagos State government, and the federal government should not be involved. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not a spokesperson for either party.
But as the activist,
well, all I know is this: if the ministry is saying, or the minister
this is also part of the investigation. If
the minister says that the land has been revoked,
okay,
the onus lies on Win Homes to actually find out, to redirect the struggle.
Okay.
Because if Win Homes actually got clearance from Lagos State government and the land has been revoked, the struggle should be directed to the Lagos State government to actually point. Are there things we ought to have done that we did not do that warrants our property, documentation being revoked?
All right. Okay. There's a question: how can collaboration between government and civil society reduce tension and promote fact-based advocacy? This is Suzanne from Ikotun. How do you rate that?
How can what?
How can collaboration, that's collaboration between government and civil society, reduce tension of this nature?
As a matter of fact, there's no collaboration as far as I'm concerned. We don't have any collaboration with the government on this very issue.
Okay.
What we are doing is to make sure that all parties involved get fairness.
Now, I think the question this person is asking is, instead of us going through this kind of challenge, is it not possible that government would have collaborated with you while they are carrying out this kind of project, so that you are in the know of even some of these houses that were demolished or the areas that are being gazetted?
Well, that's to the best of my knowledge, it lies on the government to collaborate with the civil society. The civil society also involves the media, so probably they should have involved other stakeholders too, not necessarily.
So going forward, yeah. Can I have your statement in regards to this? How we can help to reduce tension?
Yeah, for now, the tension can only be reduced by the government coming out clean and the claimant coming out clean. Okay, if both comes out clean, then there will be a middle ground for this issue to be resolved. But for us, where we have issue, or where we're going to have issue with the government or the Win Homes, is when we don't have what we ask for. If we don't get those things we ask for, I'm a layman. When you tell me now that something is destroyed, the property is destroyed, I want to know what was there. A story building, a bungalow, a two-story building, how many pieces of such property were there?
All right, there's an allegation actually, because I spoke with the CEO of Win Homes yesterday. It's unfortunate she hasn't been discharged from the hospital. She's been admitted in I think in Texas, USA. However, there's an allegation. But before the allegation, let me quickly ask: what documents basically are you asking from Win Homes at this moment?
For now, pictorials and approved plan for each building, if they were pictorials. And if you have built 5 houses there, those 5 houses must have documents and approved plan from the necessary quarter that has come for inspection before you start erecting. When we have that, we can push for a revaluation beyond mere land being claimed by the government. Oh, we found mere land there. Okay. Oh, it was just the gatehouse. Okay. And the fence. All right. So if there were things there, okay, like I said, in Lagos, before you erect something, before you put a block on a ground to say you want to build anything, there must be an approved plan. There must be inspection Last back is there. They will come and inspect and do those things. If those things are there and you show us pictures of those things, then we'll fight on. We are ready to fight on. We're not tired of fighting. We want a situation where if these way homes are actually right, they get what belongs to them.
Okay, there's an allegation that you have collected about $1,000 from the minister, after which you went to protest in Abuja. How do you defend this? How true is this? Because I said I was going to ask you, because when I communicated with her yesterday, she said some of the activists that they didn't go with you, she was told that you collected $1,000. The story.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, $1,000 is no money. And to the best of my knowledge, is he that alleges should prove beyond reasonable doubt. I've had this before and I laughed at it.
Really?
Yes, I did. Okay. Because in an issue of this nature, you find people blackmailing, trying to blackmail you out of the struggle. But I am very resilient. Resilient in the sense that this is not the first time we're hearing things of this nature. So I will take it there and I'll put it to you as a media person. I want evidence to actually show that such transpired. Okay. And I trust you that you will do that.
Of course I will. I love your stance and I love your submission on the fact that you have challenged us to bring evidences to you.
Very well.
It's unfortunate that she is on the sick bed right now, and we are praying for a quick recovery so that we can talk to her. And I will ensure that I talk to her and I get the evidence, if at all, or such as happened. Now, from what you have said,
is it in cash?
In cash.
In cash. Interesting. If it's transfer, very, very evidential. We can track it.
All right.
We can track it.
Okay, until we are able to speak with the CEO of Wayne Homes, this matter will not get clarity on it. However, you said something. I wanted to ask: did she confide in you in confidence that they are willing to take compensation on this issue?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I watched an interview she granted recently on TVC, where she said she's ready to apologize, and she's ready to apologize. And when you say you are ready to apologize, it means you have wrong somewhere. And based on that, I had a soft spot, at least somebody coming out to say, hey, we're ready to apologize. So it's left for Nigerians to ask, what are you apologizing for? Okay. It's on record.
All right, before we go, let's quickly hear from Wayne Homes. In one of the interviews she granted, let's hear what she is saying. Because the minister, just the way you said for the minister to respond to you, it shows that he has human face to what they are doing. But from the interview that Okogu granted, she's saying something different. So let's quickly take a listen.
Also claimed that he is looking at human face. If you go through that perimeter, I have videos of almost 300 houses that has been demolished by him. Yes. I'm also standing on the innocent Nigerians that built along that perimeter that has all their documentation and everything, that the Minister of Works demolished their houses. Some of their houses are 200 million and above. They were paid 26 million, 31 million, which I will personally start doing a video recording to show the evidence, to show the world what is happening. We love Coastal Road. We are not motivated by any political party. We are non-partisan. We love our country. We want to come back to our country and contribute our quota. But now, look at the smear that Engineer David Umahi and the Ministry of Works is doing to us. Look at how they are making mockery of the documentation of Lagos State. Making absolute mockery. Tell me what we are going to show. If you want to tell someone to come and invest, and you tell the person that you have CFO, governor's consent, nobody will believe you. What is happening? The whole world, we have a representative of Foreign Investors Network of Nigeria that invested in that perimeter. We have Association of Nigeria in Diaspora. We have people in New Jersey, Minnesota, everywhere.
All right, that is of Wayne Holmes speaking there. That's quite emotional. But of course, in a situation like this, we are not being emotional. We want to get to the truth of the matter. So you have heard her. Part of what she said is, even if you are calling again for people to come and invest in Nigeria, and you say you have government consent or governor's consent, they wouldn't believe you anymore because that very land has a governor's consent. But however, we are all aware that when it comes to property that is in the interest of the general public, the federal government can actually, possess it. So what do you have to say in regards to that?
Well, for me, I would say clearly that the government owns the land by act. And so the government at any point in time has rights over any landed property. And so if the government has done contrary to your expectation of an owner of a building or a property, you will have right to sue such a government, for going against the documents you have been given. I don't have anything against that.
Okay, there's a question from Ruth. And Ruth sending a question from Shongotedu. She's reaching out from Shongotedu. And the question is, can protest without a solid evidence still lead to positive social or political change? Because of time.
Yeah, absolutely. It could. And that was why I said you might get your evidence at the start, in the heat of the protest, or after the protest. But what matters is you must venture into the struggle. When you venture into the struggle, every party involved will be pushed and be directed to vomiting what is hidden. And that's exactly what we have done. That's the strategy we have used. The strategy we have used is that the evidence is gradually coming out. Okay? It's gradually coming out from the investor and the government. Okay. At the end, we'll be able to marry what we're getting. And I'm sure that everybody will be so much interested in seeing how to eventually plan out. Yeah.
Okay, I would have loved for us, I don't know if time permits, let's even hear what the surveyor is saying.
Land use act make it clear where you are bringing in an infrastructure. From the middle of this infrastructure, 150 meters to that side now belongs to the federal government, except where the president gives a waiver. Ditto for the other side. Beginning of this road, you will see that there are so many structures there, development. The honorable minister talked to the presidency, and the president actually gave a waiver around that area. Anything from 5 kilometers, that is changing 5 kilometers to the end, the land on both sides of the road, from the center of the road up to about 150 meters away, belong to the government. And it falls under UNCLOS law of the sea. Because you have the sea there, and after the sea.
We really do also want to talk about this Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. But what do you feel about the project itself before I let you go?
Which the Lagos-Calabar?
The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project. How do you say it?
Well, for me, I would say it's a very good, project. Okay. It's a very good project. At least it will relieve a lot of people who travel to such area, to reduce time factor and all those things. And I actually want to see it being completed as soon as possible. And I also want to use this opportunity to talk to the government that knowing fully that project is for the people should not be overtaxed on that road when it's eventually completed. The road should be for the entire Nigerians and not for the privileged. privileged in the sense that when you begin to tow at a very high rate, definitely you're going to see people who ought to have used the road not using the road because of what? Because of the money being charged there. I like the road. Once again, I want to say that they should just do it and do it openly and clearly.
Well, you and I know, because I've even heard the minister say that at the end of the construction of the road, that there will be toll gates. So definitely.
Yeah, that's why I said if there are toll gates there, the toll gates should consider everyone and not just target a lot of people out of using the road. Because the more, if you decide to tow it at a high rate, commercial buses that will be plying that route would definitely attract more fare. Yeah. And it's the people you're trying to help who also suffer it. It will lead to an increase in fare that will be paid. And so whatever we're doing there should be at the interest of the ordinary man on the street. Most of the big men fly, so it's we that will ply that route.
Even if the big men have to pay, they have the money, so it doesn't matter to them, they will pay. So it's the ordinary Nigerians that get to feel the effect of all of this. Well, the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway is one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in Nigeria's history, and you would agree with me. But as we are seeing, of course, this evening, beyond the concrete and coastline lies a complex web of claims, counterclaims, and unanswered question. I wish that the CEO of Win Homes is here with us to also give our own side of the story. As it stands, Super I has raised critical questions here, but of course, whatever we say here, the final verdict must come from a thorough investigation, a due process, and the court of public opinion. So we'll be looking forward to hearing from the CEO of Win Homes on this matter. Most likely, the next edition of this program, she would have recovered quickly so that we can get to hear our own side of the story. Plus, the minister has given us 7 days ultimatum for her to come with a proof of all that she has said. So this is what we wait for, because the 7 days has even elapsed as at yesterday. I think yesterday makes it the seventh day or today. So we're looking forward to hearing from her so she can answer our questions on Super I. To Comrade Declan Ihekari, many thanks.
Yeah, before you round up, I will actually appeal to you whenever she's appearing. I want her to produce evidence of the exchange of money.
That means you have to oblige us.
Absolutely, I will.
So if she has recovered quickly, for next week, then
and she should also tell Nigerians. She should also tell Nigerians how much she offered to.
How much she offered, and I think I should even let you know that she said that when you were going to travel to Abuja, she sponsored your trip, gave you people money for hotel and all of that. Why is it so?
You can pay. You can pay our flight. You can pay our fare. That does not mean you are bribing us. No. It doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way. Okay. It doesn't. You might pay for my going to see something, and getting there, I'm seeing something else. But at this point, we have not sealed this issue. We have not said Win Homes does not have a claim.
Exactly.
We have not said she has lied. But we're saying, please show us what will make us fight more for you.
Okay, show us what will make us fight more for you. Show us what will also make you also show that the federal government of Nigeria is not also guilty.
Absolutely.
Well, wherever the pendulums, wherever the pendulum swings, only time will tell. But of course, Super I will be here to ask the very tough questions. And so this is a good place to anchor 8 this edition of Super I. Like they say, singing is not enough. Always ensure that you look with your Super I. And this is where we wrap it up. Many thanks for watching. I'm Adenike Ajiboye, your host always on the program. And it's goodbye.